Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily Low with your host, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate? Missed you yesterday.
Morning. Yeah, no, I was out like hiking in rural Panama, and with the clock changes, everything is like weird now. But we're back. I lost my voice a little
Yeah, I'm
bit, but
loving that sexy voice you've got there.
I don't get sick. I've been doing YouTube now
Yeah,
for 10 years. I've never taken a sick day.
no.
But this is as bad as it gets. Somehow I lost my voice and my throat was a little bit scratchy. But
I've never seen you sick, never seen you hungover, and I've seen plenty of reasons you should have been both. So, with that little tidbit out there, let's get in the charts, eh? Hey, you know what? If had we have done a show yesterday, I tell you what I would have said. I would have said, shit, be careful. And I'll tell you what, just on a daily time frame. Yes, we'll start on the daily, then we'll go back to the weekly. Yesterday's show was the price was around that 106 zone, and we got below 106. We got as low as 105, but we closed the day. And I sent a screenshot of grab for you in our private chat saying, shit, we just once again that black line that I drew in all the way back, on that candle on the 19th of October, which my whole point of the shows last week was this is a non-trade zone. I'm staying the hell away from this. I got to be careful about swearing. Staying the hell away from this because it's so scary right now, and like everything's come to pass as it stands right now. Like we rallied up to the black line, which was all the moving averages. We weren't able to cross it. We dropped back down. It looked like perhaps a higher low, perhaps, but on that higher low, we came back down to touch to the dollar of that black line that I had drawn back in on the 19th. We rallied only as far as the 7 simple moving average, and we lost it. If we would do the show yesterday, I would have said I'm terrified of the price right now, and if we break that black line again on today's candle, is in today, the last 12 hours, I'd be as short could be. And hey, we did that. We finally broke that channel that's been in play for the last 2.5 weeks. It's bad, right? But let's go back to the weekly. This is the interesting point. Holy smoke show. We've come back down and touched on the 50 simple moving average to the dollar. If you don't believe in technical analysis, you're watching the wrong show. It's the fact that we touched that 50 simple moving average and have had the smallest of bounces. But I've said this ad nauseum. Sorry, I was working on some other things. I got to get rid of this stuff. But just pretend these boxes aren't here. They're not relevant to what we're doing now. But they go all the way back many, 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 many years. If we break that 50 simple moving average and close below the 50 simple moving average, I believe the bull market for this cycle is done. It's in the books. And it goes all the way back to Bali. Prior to Bali, before Tone and I had even met in person, when we got that weekly green diamond on alphanumerics, all the way back on that candle there on the 13th of June, 2022. Bali came on the 30th of October, around that time there. That was the day after Bali when we had that FTX crash, and I bought more. 17,777 was my initial buy. With that dip there, I bought a little more. 17,200 trades I'm still in today. That's your bull market right there. I believe that if we, and I'll repeat that, from the low to the high, we had a 686% rally, give or take. That's your bull market if we close below that 50 simple moving average, as far as I'm concerned. That might be a bit hyperbolic, but that's just what I'm looking at as a pure TA perspective. Now, I do think, and we've got months and months to talk about it if we get below that 50 simple, there is a buy somewhere in that zone, I think above the 50 simple moving average at 50,000, the 200 simple moving average at 50,000, and 103. It's a 50% drop. There's a buy in here, a really good buy, and we can, with all the backing that we've got now with the ETFs and with the momentum, and if the stock market rallies and all the other things, we can set up for a really good buy. But I've been bearish but positive at some point that we would sustain the 50 simple moving average, and maybe today was it. But we get below that, and hell, we're looking for things that we'll talk about when time comes. Daily, we've already been through the 4-hour time frame. Look, it's that red wave, which, when the first time we hit that red wave came in on that massive drop that we had, and it triggered the red wave. And then when the week closed, I thought at that time, I'm going to ignore that red wave because I thought there's a chance it's an anomaly. That was a Trump tariff tweet that might have just shock and awe, and we could actually recover at that point. I wasn't considering this a legitimate red wave until I said it on the show that we came back down and got below those lows once again. And from that point on of the 14th of October, despite like a few rallies that we've had, and we've had them, a couple of them, I was very, very hesitant. The wave is red, and it's a legitimate red wave. So, it could mean long or short. We don't know yet, but it's a red wave. We're just taking every green diamond that's poised here because the wave is red. The macro is bearish, and the macro is bearish for me. I really like that the Lucid SAR, the modified Lucid SAR, is moving down. I would love this Lucid SAR to be down at this black line at 114, 115, and the price recover in a few weeks' time, and we break that line that's been there, and then we can really start to look at longer time frames. But all it's speculation right now. It's just shooting in the breeze, trying to say like we can recover from here. It's shooting in the breeze, trying to pick a lower time frame. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not in a trade, not interested in Bitcoin right now, and I might have to come back to you in the studio, Tone, because that is it for me. That is it. I'm back in the studio now. That is it for me with my interest of Bitcoin until we beat 115 at this point. Or if we get a really good, interesting buy, like a 3-day green diamond or a weekly green diamond, and we will talk about that till the cows come home over the next few months, unfortunately, or when the wave flips green again. I'm not into Bitcoin right now. I'm just not. I want to hear your thoughts. Like and subscribe, share it with your friends, get inside the Discord group. Hey guys, we've actually got, and I didn't bring it up right now, and I should have, and I'll bring it up on tomorrow's show. We've got about 6 days left on a trading competition that Black Box is holding right now. There's a $5,000 USDT cash prize for the winner. And there's only about 20 people playing in the game. You don't have to do anything. You just sign up for the description and the links below to join. It's so simple. Just click the link and you just trade by yourself, and you have a really, really good shot. I've never seen a trading competition with a $5,000 cash prize with only like 20 entrants, and half of them are blown up. I blew up the account that I was in. I'm out of the trading competition. I blew it up trying to go long on Doge or something. Yeah, it's a great opportunity to make some serious money. You don't have to do too much to do it. Tone, are you as bearish as me right now? You were the last bull in the pen.
Yeah, I was. Let me jump onto my screen share. I'm actually going to start with the S&P 500. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin after. I am out as well. I don't have any bullish positions on Bitcoin right now. Completely got out. It was yesterday late afternoon, so I didn't get the best, exit. I wasn't around in the morning, but that move down below 106 basically did it for me. Now the S&P reached its samurai top and pulled back. The S&P is rallying again. Once again, Trump is losing the trade war to China, and every time he says something stupid, market drops, and then he has to walk it back and market rises. I'm still not giving up on the bull market. I still think we have a bull market. So Bitcoin doesn't look like it's in a bull market, but the S&P does. And as long as the S&P looks like it's in a bull market, I'm going to assume that Bitcoin will catch up. Now, here's the monthly chart. The monthly has taken us to a new swing low. the current month is breaking the MRI count to the upside, which is not ideal. But if we create a new green star candle, we can start a new count to the upside. But that also means the bull market might extend into 2027, which I'm not really expecting. I do think that Bitcoin will top in 2026, but the way it's looking now is more like what it looked like a year ago, where we have a small pullback, maybe 50%, like what happened here. We went from 109 to 74. That's not exactly 50%, but like 35%. We can do something like that and then recover and go to new highs, which is, I guess, is good, but it's not creating a proper bear market. So we went down, about 32%. And if that happens again, we would fall down to 84,000, which is, I don't want to see it that low. I do want to see us hold 90 at least. Just drop 30%, take us into 90, and then reverse from there. That would create a very critical higher low that allows us to go back up. No, I don't have the flu. Definitely not. I just lost my voice.
He's just been singing he's been singing Bon Jovi all night in the bar and lost his voice.
So the weekly chart is also sitting right at support. So there's a chance we can reverse, but I don't like the red star candle, and I don't like where the MRI is. So the weekly chart is very neutral to me with a very minor bearish bias. And once this trend line was broken, it was basically kind of over. And now we look for new lows. But the new lows came so quickly that at this moment in time, we have new lows. The question is, how much lower are we going to go? Are we going to go into a full-blown MRI buy situation? And if it happens at this pace, then we can get there. We can hit 90,000 in about 10 days. So we broke the MRI support line. If we close down here, if we rally and make a green candle, we'll avoid the MRI support line. I'm going to assume that's not going to happen. The daily picture is the most bearish of them all. It is now entering a bearish channel.
Yep.
And the low of that channel is going to come in around 90, 98-ish, 98 area. So at this point, we definitely have a bearish trend. Do I think we topped for the cycle? I don't. I still think we're going to rally in 2026 and make new highs. And I expect that to happen before a 50% correction. Can we get a 30% correction? Yes, it's possible. I'm still leaning towards a reversal with the S&P, but at the moment, the trend is absolutely to the downside, and that I don't see how that's even debatable. The good news is that shitcoins are crashing more than Bitcoin. I like something I always like to see, but this is coming up on a weekly MRI top in Bitcoin dominance, maybe a 1 to 4 candle pullback and then new highs, something similar to this. But I think especially if Bitcoin has entered a bear market, which I don't think it did, but if it did, then absolutely Bitcoin dominance is going to go above 75%. Gold continues to go down, so I continue to be on the record that gold has topped. I think a gold has topped pretty damn well, and even more so for silver. Silver is textbook bubble top, and I think silver is going to 35, and gold is probably to about also 35, only with a couple of more zeros. think they're both going to 35. This is gold-silver ratio, not really interesting right now. And this should be oil, probably not interesting either. And here we are. So the stock market is rebounding probably off of 10 a.m. And so is Bitcoin. Let's go take a look at the low-level time frame. No, we actually bottomed at the open and rallied into 10 a.m. And now we're rallying past 10 a.m. So yeah, maybe we close the gap and then Bitcoin lows are in. I still think if the S&P goes to new highs, so will Bitcoin. And that is it for me. Guys, check out tonevase.com and my calendar so you can see where I'll be traveling. I'm heading to El Salvador. I'll be at all of these events. At Adopting Bitcoin, I will be hosting a poker table. And at BitChill, we're going to play poker there as well. I'm going to barbecue. I'm going to host poker. Basically, I'm a tour guide for a week. So if you feel like coming to Roatan, Honduras, and Prospera, check it out. Absolutely awesome place. One of my favorite places on the planet. And I will be spending a week there and then probably an entire month of January. But in December, you can catch me in Mexico, and I will be filling out the rest of my December calendar. All right, that is an Aruba flag. I'll be on vacation, enjoying.
You're not going to be. There's no chance you're going to be in Dubai in December, is there? First week of December.
No, impossible. I'm in Mexico. I may do a health and wellness retreat in Mexico over here, 9, 10, and 11. In Isla Mujeres, I gotta actually put this up.
Fix your voice before that. That'd be handy.
Oh no, my voice will be fixed hopefully by next video.
I just want to show one thing. I have a few questions came through and they're dead on. This modified Lucid Star that I've got in here, how quickly it's reacting right now. I have actually, this is my normal Bitcoin chart, and I was on the wrong chart. That's what's happening. I was playing with something very, very cool, but I'm not going to show you guys. That's just for me. But if you go into the settings of Alphanumerics, you can see that the modified Lucid Star is set to the 3-day. So you can change this, and it's actually really effective on the 3-day, by the way. It's very, very effective on the monthly for stocks, and that's how I always play with it. But I usually go weekly for Bitcoin. So if you were wondering why that Lucid Star was so reactive, that's why, guys. Sorry about that. And we're back in studio.
All right. Doesn't look like it. Now we're back at the studio. All right, close us out.
Thank you, guys. Like with Tone's voice, it sounds somber, but the price is a little somber. There's always opportunities on the downside. I don't like buying the dip 1,000 times over when that wave is red, and especially like the condition that the price is in right now. My whole mindset goes to 3-day weekly green diamond for best case. Best case is a weekly green diamond. I know that sounds terrible because terrible things have to happen for us to get a weekly green diamond. But go back, look at Alphanumerics. There's been like 6 weekly green diamonds of all time of Bitcoin. You've just got to get all over Bitcoin if that happens. So if we do go to a bear market, we go, hey, we're going to not just buy every dip. We're going to look for the 3-day green diamonds to get a fantastic buy. And ultimately, if we get a weekly green diamond, it's money for jam for a 4-year trade. You'll thank me later. You'll thank me in 4 years. The same time, same way that everyone else has for the last decade. And then on that bombshell, we'll see you same time tomorrow. Hey, Tone, by the way, I don't know if I'm available. I'll be on my phone. I'll be available on Thursday and Friday, but I'll be on my phone in Kabukicho, Tokyo, with my brother who's coming to Japan to visit me. You and I have been out there many times. We're staying in the APA, just the same place you and I stayed at last time we were there. It's going to be great. So I'll be drinking in Tokyo for 2 nights on Thursday and Friday this week. But I'll join you on the call, on the phone.
Oh, yeah, hit up that sauna spot we went to.
Yeah, I'm staying right opposite that. Exactly. Yeah. Spot on. Thanks, guys. Right, cool. Thanks for joining.
All right, awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining, guys. But tomorrow you're still home.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm home. Tomorrow's a big show.
Cool. All right. Bye, guys.